there are people that are bullies, but I have more self-control and recognize that if I take this course of action towards this person or these people, then I myself now become a bully, right?
Make sure to subscribe and like our podcast.
One of my hugest learning experiences as I came up and as I grew into myself is not to reciprocate certain behaviors towards people that I may not quote unquote agree with their ideology or their philosophy. Because if I reciprocate or I attack them, I myself become them. Right? Like, and that concept itself may be challenging, and it may take a little bit of, you gotta meditate on that to really understand that. Like, I've said it in a piece that I wrote called I Stood For You. You can check that out.
On YouTube?
Yes. Where the team master said to me, one of the lessons, he said, and it was a proverb, right? And he said, if good has the power to defeat evil, then good only proves one thing, that good is more evil than the evil that currently exists. And it blew my mind because I'm like, okay, man, like, I get it, but I don't get it, right?
Yes.
Now, fast forward in life. When I came to this country, I got bullied, right? As a kid. And please don't feel bad for me, right? Right? Like, so, things happen and I defended myself, right? Like, I scrapped a little bit. I took some L's, more L's than I got W's, but I scrapped. So, as I grew in life, and I grew into myself and I grew into my body and I grew into my mind, right? I, especially once I grew physically, right? I now took it upon myself that once I saw, especially in the line of business that we're in, when I saw someone that presented themselves as a bully onto other people, I said, oh, cool. You're gonna pick on, bullies tend to pick on people that they know that are not going to fight back or not going to stand up for themselves. Right? Bullies don't pick on people that are ready for that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because bullies aren't typically ready for that smoke. So I grew into a person that whenever someone would present themselves as a bully, I lived for those people. I was like, oh yeah, I'm coming after you, right? I'm coming after you, right? And I was going to present myself to them in a manner that let them know I'm not afraid of you. And at any point in time, like, if you cross a certain threshold, I'm gonna give you all the smoke, right? And I took pride in that. Right, I took pride in that, and I loved it. Right, and it just sometimes there were certain days. You have those days when you don't really have much to do. Like, man, today's an easy day. I don't got much to do. The birds are chirping, the sun is shining. It could be an easy day. You can end the day just like that. And I'm like, no, let me go find a bully to go give some smoke to, right? And I would have days like that. Like let's check, see who's lurking out there. Who needs something? Who needs some smoke?
Bully patrol.
I went on bully patrol. I did. And yeah, man, and in the organization that we're in, there's people that are senior to me that, oh yeah, man, like I mean, they some of them are retired, and I got their hearts in my back pocket, and I kept it. I never gave it back to them, And I always, and every now and then I remind them. I'll give them a look. Yeah. You want this heart back? You ain't getting it. But in my becoming and my growth and my maturity, I think, someone pointed out to me one day that they was like, man, why they were like, why are you picking on that person? I was like, because he's a bully. And they said, well, what does that make you? And then I reverted back to the teachings of the Tea Master, and I was like, I got it now, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, so in my justification and rationalization of defending what I thought was righteousness and good, I essentially became more bullier than the bullies themselves, you know.
Wow.
And it took a lot of growth because, like, I didn't feel initially I didn't feel any remorse. I was like, good for that person, man. You know how many people they made feel this way. So you know, and I thought I was being righteous by being that way until I kind of like got to the point where I was like, okay, no, there's no way I can I'm only rationalizing that to myself to continue to do something that I enjoy doing, which is bullying people because I was bigger and stronger and I had more muscles, right? Because we know, like, you know, there's a lot of people in our organization that they're just pretenders, man.
A lot
right?
of them.
They just hide. You just hide. Stop hiding, right? But no, where I'm at right now is that I take a different approach. There are people that are bullies, but I have more self-control and recognize that if I take this course of action towards this person or these people, then I myself now become a bully, right? So when they do certain things and act in a certain manner, I just allow it to happen because I recognize that I'm so grounded, I'm aware and well grounded within myself, right? They're not harming me, or can they do harm to me in any form or capacity whatsoever. The people that are impacted by their behaviors, I am not in a particular way, quote unquote, responsible for. Even though some people might project that as, you know, you're responsible for standing up for. No, I'm not.
Yes.
Right? Like, because every individual have the authority, the power within themselves, nested within themselves. There's no human being that's born on planet Earth that's born without some form of power or capabilities nested within them.
Wow.
So maybe, right, the person or persons that's enacting some type of, you know, maltreatment towards them, it's life's way of saying, look, wake up your superpower. Activate it. Right? Because the minute you activate it, this can stop. This can go away. Right? Because if I look at certain people, whether throughout history or even present day, that's been able to like tap in and activate that within themselves, they've been able to rise up, circumvent, you know, and keep on soaring to different levels of elevation, success, achievements, right? So if they can do it, right, and we're all flesh and blood, we're all human beings, that means I can do it too. Right? And then historically, you know, there's people in every form or facet and era of history, there's people that's said, I will not accept these terms, the circumstances or conditions, and I'm going to find another way, and I'm going to rise up above, up out of this into something else, right? They didn't know what that something else was. They just know that I'm not accepting this, so I'm a rise up out of this, man. Right? So, and, you know, and that's one of the beauties of being alive today is that, you know, history is easily accessible to us. So we can, you know, we don't need someone to teach us history. We can research it ourselves and be able to see that. Like wherever, pick any country, any place on planet Earth, any continent, any religion, any race, any gender, you can find an example of someone or a group of people that says, no, they just flat out, nope, I'm not accepting this. There's something else, and I'm gonna rise up to another level above this, right? And some did it a particular way. You know, some did it through just straight violence. Some did it through diplomacy. Some did it through a combination. You know, some did it through intellect and competence. You know, there's many examples.
Make sure to subscribe and like our podcast.